Today, the Olympic Games is one of the biggest sporting events in the world. However, their origins can be traced all the way back to ancient Greece. The Greeks loved sport, just like we do, and the Olympics became an important part of their culture. In this video, we will explore the history and legacy of the ancient Olympics. Join us as we delve into the world of the ancient Olympics and explore this fascinating chapter in human history. The Olympic Games were a series of athletic competitions that were held in ancient Greece from the 8th century BC to the 4th century AD. These games were a celebration of physical and moral excellence, and they played a significant role in shaping Greek culture and identity. However, the Olympic Games did not originally start out as just a sporting event. It began in the 8th century BC as a religious ceremony dedicated to the god Zeus. It only had a few events at the first Games in 776 BC, but it quickly grew in popularity. The Games were held once every 4 years, and thousands of people from across the ancient Greek world traveled to the city of Olympia, in the Peloponnese region of Greece, to either spectate or take part. Each athlete didn't represent their country as modern competitors do. Instead, they represented the city-state they came from, such as Athens or Sparta. The competition itself lasted between 3 to 5 days. The Games were not only comprised of athletic events, but it also included a number of religious ceremonies. The Olympic Games served as a way to showcase cultural and political achievements, as well as to promote peace and unity among the various city-states of ancient Greece. Despite their religious and athletic significance, the Olympic Games were also an important political and social event. Diplomatic meetings were held during the Games, and athletic performance was seen as a reflection of a city-state's power and prestige. To encourage people to take part in the ceremonies and sporting events, a special religious truce was declared, known as the Olympic Truce. This meant that during the time of the Olympic Games, all Greek city-states agreed that they would not be at war with each other. Surprisingly, it appears that most Greeks followed this law, which indicates how important and popular this event was to them. An estimated 40,000 spectators could fit in the main stadium at Olympia, waiting in anticipation to see who the victors would be. Once all of the athletes had arrived, which would usually be sometime in late July or early August, the Games officially started. Most of the sporting events at the Olympics were based around exercises that were meant to prepare people for battle. The focus was on individual athletic achievements, but there was also a strong emphasis on skill, strength, and perseverance. This included running, wrestling, chariot racing, and boxing. People would train for years in preparation for the events, and it was considered to be one of the greatest honors to be a champion at the Olympics. The Stadion Race was the first event of the ancient Olympic Games, and was a foot race over a distance of approximately 600 feet, or 192 meters. The Dolichos was a long-distance race that could last up to 24 laps around the track, and was usually run by runners who also competed in the Stadion Race. Pankration. This was a combination of boxing and wrestling, and was one of the most physically demanding events of the ancient Olympic Games. Chariot racing was a thrilling event in which teams of horses pulled chariots around the Olympic Stadium at high speeds. The Hoplitodromos was a race in which runners wore full military gear, including a helmet, shield, and greaves. Finally, the javelin throw was a throwing event in which athletes tried to throw a javelin as far as possible. In addition to these sporting events, the ancient Greek Olympics also included various non-sporting competitions. It included events focusing on artistic and literary disciplines, such as music, poetry, drama, and dance. These competitions were an opportunity for artists and writers to showcase their skills and to gain recognition for their creative talents. At the halfway point of the Games, a large public ceremony was held. Hundreds of oxen were sacrificed to Zeus, and the meat was shared among the attendees. With the religious commitment fulfilled and the food eaten, the rest of the events could continue. Winners of the ancient Olympic Games were awarded a variety of prizes for their achievements. The most important reward was the crown of olive leaves, which was considered a symbol of victory and honor. This crown was made from the branches of a sacred olive tree that grew in Olympia and was a physical representation of the athlete's achievement. In addition to the crown, winners received a variety of other prizes. One of the most significant rewards was fame. Winning at the Olympic Games brought great fame and recognition to the athlete, as well as to their city-state. Olympic champions were often treated as heroes upon their return home, and their achievements were celebrated in songs, poems, and stories for generations to come. The Olympic Games provided a platform for athletes to showcase their skills and abilities, and winning at the Games was seen as a demonstration of excellence and mastery of their craft. Another reward for Olympic champions was monetary gifts. While this was not a widespread practice, some city-states provided financial rewards for Olympic champions. This was seen as a way to show appreciation for their achievements and to provide some financial support for their future endeavors. Public works were also dedicated to Olympic champions in some cases. For example, statues or monuments were erected in their honor, serving as a permanent record of their achievements and inspiring future generations. This recognition also brought increased social status to the athlete, as well as to their family and city-state. Finally, the names of Olympic champions were recorded and remembered for generations, serving as a source of inspiration and pride for their city-states. The Olympic Games played a significant role in promoting the ideals of physical and moral excellence, and winning at the Games was seen as a demonstration of these ideals. These rewards helped to promote the Olympic spirit and ensure that the achievements of Olympic champions would be remembered and celebrated for generations to come. Unlike today, only men were allowed to compete in the ancient Olympic Games. The Olympic Games were considered a male-only event and were seen as a celebration of male athletic prowess and strength. Women could attend, but only as spectators. If women were married, they were even banned from watching the events. However, many women still played a role in Olympic events as sponsors and trainers for athletes. One of the most famous chariot racing winners in ancient Greek history was actually owned by a woman. While women could not participate in the Olympic Games, they actually had their own women-only festival at Olympia. It was called the Heraean Games, named after the goddess Hera, who was believed to be the wife of the god Zeus. However, married women were still banned from taking part. The Heraean Games were held in Olympia every 4 years and included events such as running, jumping, and throwing. The event was open to unmarried women and was seen as an opportunity for women to showcase their athletic abilities and to demonstrate their strength and skill. Despite the limited role that women played in the ancient Olympic Games, the Heraean Games provided a space for women to participate in athletic competition and to challenge traditional gender roles. The Heraean Games were a significant cultural event, and the female athletes who competed in the Games were celebrated for their achievements. The Olympic Games had a significant influence on the ancient Greek calendar. The ancient Greeks used a system of dating of years that was based on the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games. A set of 4 years was known as an Olympiad. The first Olympiad was established in 776 BC with the first recorded Olympic Games. The 4-year Olympiads became a useful way of dating important historical events in ancient Greece. For example, the defeat of the Persians at the Battle of Marathon in 490 BC was recorded as having taken place in the year of the 75th Olympiad. This system of dating was used in almost all of the city-states, which helped to create a sense of continuity and shared culture in ancient Greece. The ancient Olympics came to an end in the 4th century AD after a long and illustrious history that spanned over 1,000 years. The Roman Emperor Theodosius I issued a decree in AD 393 that banned all pagan practices, including the Olympic Games, throughout the Roman Empire. The decree was part of a larger effort to promote Christianity and suppress traditional pagan practices, and it effectively brought an end to the ancient Olympics. However, as most people are aware, the Games have since been revived in modern times. The first modern Olympic Games were held in Athens, Greece in 1896, and the Games have been held every 4 years since then. Today, The Olympics are a symbol of human excellence and achievement, and they continue to inspire and captivate people from all over the world. I hope you found this video informative and interesting. If you'd like to know more about ancient Greek history, check out the links in the description below or visit historyskills.com. See you next time.